guys. Welcome back to the tribe.
Welcome back, everyone.
Just a little recap from yesterday. If you haven't seen our previous video, our affirmation from yesterday was, I am attracting positive energy every day.
I am attracting positive energy every day.
Exactly. We also touched on why people choose to be single versus being in a relationship. The word that we discussed was Halcyon. Halcyon means to be calm, peaceful, happy, prosperous, and golden. And then last but not least, the Spanish phrase was Cómo estás? And the Portuguese phrase was Cómo você está?
Cómo você está?
Yes. So Cómo estás or Cómo está or Cómo você está?
And now for the affirmation of the day. My dreams come true effortlessly.
My dreams come true effortlessly.
Yes, and like I recommend every day, say this throughout the day. We're reprogramming our minds. Our minds are the builders.
Yes. I like that.
Okay, so topic of the day?
Topic of the day is July 4th.
July 4th, and we are in July 4th right now, so how fitting. So yeah, we're going to touch on July 4th, a bunch of different things. I'll kick it off.
You can.
Okay, I'll kick it off. Okay, July 4th, what it's supposed to represent and what's really happening in America.
Right.
This is the topic that we have to touch on, especially in the climate that we're in today.
Right.
When I was a child, I'm pretty sure when we were all children,
Right.
July 4th used to be like the littest thing ever, like going to fireworks, patriotism, energy, barbecues, all that stuff. But it's supposed to represent a specific thing.
Right.
It represents independence, freedom of speech, all the freedoms that we're awarded in America that aren't in these other countries, right? And I feel like now all of those freedoms that we have taken for granted are losing their value if we see what the governments are doing.
Exactly.
Right? So a lot of the times we blindly follow these holidays and we want them to represent what they're supposed to represent, but they really don't. And I think it's time for us to be truthful about what's really going on in America, what's really going on in our lives. Although America is, I love America. Don't get me wrong. I love this country. I don't like how it's being governed. I don't like how it's a smoke and mirror show. And we're supposed to just celebrate these things for what reason, especially when the governments are doing things that aren't of our best interests.
I think it lost its value over time with the ego of the different presidents and the maybe the government.
Yeah.
They got a little cocky. So I think along the way, it became us as people being, celebrating the independence. And now it's more so of, okay, who can control the power?
Right. From my perspective, the people are what the people are the value. Right. And I think that the governments have lost sight of that. And when you're in a democracy, you're really in a republic, and look it up, what a republic is.
Right.
When you're in something that's supposed to be people-based, but you put corporations first, you completely lose what the foundation of your government was. And since we started putting profit first, you start to sense the fact that, all right, maybe I'm being put last. And not only that, since profit is first, and profit can come from anywhere, especially outside the country. They start putting other countries' interests ahead of ours. And there are also underlying things that are happening outside of the country that we have no idea about because they don't tell us this in the news.
Right.
This is the beauty of social media and alternative news. Like
Right. And just seeing people coming together and saying their truths. Everybody's having the opportunity to actually speak on what really, affects them and how it affects them, how July 4th affects them, how these holidays affect them. But specifically this holiday, because this is a holiday, as I discussed before, about independence.
And celebrating.
And celebration. So it's really amazing to see how many people are now waking up and fighting against, having that First Amendment and really speaking on, their freedom of speech.
Right. I would like to celebrate this day, but it's hard to celebrate this day. One, being a melanated person, but at the same time, seeing what the companies and corporations and America itself is doing in the special interests that have been coming into America from these other countries and buying out our politicians. All the laws and all of the rights that we've had, they're slowly being written away. right? And we can't see it. And that's the saddest part about it. The fact that we can't see that these things are being taken out of our reality, but we blindly celebrate our world as if it's just the most amazing thing.
Right.
And being outside the country and traveling the world, I can for sure tell you it is one of the greatest countries, but we are enslaved in the most beautiful way.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Because of the illusion.
The
and
illusion.
I think the underhand deals is another thing that, we as the American people, we don't necessarily always see, because they have it behind the scenes and you don't know who's talking to who and who's in cahoots with who. So it's really interesting to see how much, we are either going to step up to the plate.
Oh man.
As a unit, as a people.
Yeah.
Or we're just going to watch things crumble. So
I think that you just hit the nail on the head. I think complacency is huge in America. Huge. Like they have us so entertained, so in our minds that we don't want to take action when it comes to what's happening in our country. We're slowly losing our country. And in all reality, let's just be honest. This isn't really our country.
Right.
If there are special interests in other countries that have money that pay our politicians to make laws to benefit them, this isn't our country. It's just the symbol of our country. We got a flag and we call it America. But in all reality, who runs this country for real?
Right. What other countries and third parties run this country?
Right.
And, obviously we don't have to dive in too deep for that information.
You can
but
read between the
if
lines.
you do your research, you will understand and you see, just follow the money.
Right. Follow the money. That was beautifully put. Segue.
Yes. So the word of the day is prevaricate.
Prevaricate.
And that basically means to deviate from the truth. To not, yes. So to not necessarily give a direct answer, but to kind of still just deviate from the truth.
Deviate from the truth. I see a lot of prevaricate. I don't even know how we could put that in a sentence. How can we put that in a sentence?
Well, I'll use myself as an example. Okay, so sometimes I like to prevaricate when it comes to certain topics.
And I'm a testament to that truth that she's speaking right now. I'm not going to prevaricate right now. I'm going to give it to you straight on. Sometimes when we're talking, she like goes here, goes down, and like that.
Yeah.
Prevaricating right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and also too, guys, if you would like, you can definitely put your sentences down below in the comments. So then that way we can also get inspired by what you write as well.
I don't want people to get misconstrued about how I feel about this country. I truly love America, but where America is headed is not where we want America to go. And we have to take our power back. We have so much powers under the Constitution. I'm talking about powers that can't be unwritten. These people understand the Creator's laws. These people wrote it in law.
The founding fathers.
The founding fathers wrote it in law that the soul, the human soul, we have inalienable rights, meaning nobody can take these rights from us. These rights were given to us by the Creator, right? And this was written into law. And if you understand law, you understand that you are not under the corporation that was created, the corporation of the United States. America and the United States are two different things.
Right.
And this is something that you need to research for sure.
Right. I was going to say the straw man, but
I mean, seriously, but there are certain things like straw men that you need to research.
Yeah, just really knowing all of your rights and really doing thorough research, obviously understanding all of the amendments and understanding the laws and how that really...
Understanding your name, understanding social security numbers and things like that.
And how it relates to you.
Right, seriously, because in all reality, you can celebrate all day, but if you don't know what you're in, you're slowly walking off a cliff. And I feel like we all are in a way. You can create a new reality for yourself by realizing what reality you're in.
Right.
But it really, you could be on a high. Like me, I like to be in a spiritual reality, in a fifth dimensional reality, but at the same time, there's a balance that's needed. You have to understand what country you're in, what laws your country is getting, what's happening in Congress and all these things in your local governments. Because in all reality, they're just feeding us this patriotism, but at the same time, they're taking all our rights away. Right. This is not something that you want, neither do I. So we got to stand up and talk about it.
You don't want to be like China.
Even though we have, even then,
there's love.
She's been to China, so she
you don't want to be like China.
Right. And I feel like we're getting closer to that. You feel what I'm saying? We're getting closer to, uh, communism and fascism, and it's not what president or this president, none of them really matter.
Yeah.
They're all in line, and there's something underneath their voice.
It's the message.
They're being told what to say. They're being told what to do. So voting and all that stuff, it's the people, it's us. We're the ones that are gonna have to make the
power.
change.
We really are the power.
Right.
I mean, we see examples of movies like Civil War or
predictive programming.
Right. And it's, you know, it's very interesting because they put it in our face, you know, and it's up to us, as I said before, to do that research, to really be around people and like-minded individuals who also understand what's going on around them. Yeah. So then that way we're not necessarily falling into the trap and falling into a loop. Yeah. So.
Yeah, divide and conquer, like, for real. Like, they're the masters of divide and conquer. Red, blue, black, white, rich, poor. And in all reality, it's the people versus a corporate power, yes, that seeks to simply divide us and enrich themselves and make us poor. Right. Like us, the ones that we're speaking to, we have to come together. We have no choice at this point, because in all reality, we're already in a place to where financially, economically, spiritually, it's a degeneration right now. Like, it's like we're regressing.
Right.
We're regressing in culture. We went around the world. We traveled. Right. So we see how people respect themselves in other countries, how they respect their country, how they respect their religion, how they respect what they believe in. Right. And this country is completely different, completely opposite.
So we've been so spoon-fed on, you know, oh, look at this country and look at this, and, you know,
they're horrible, they're bad, and they're poor,
and, you know, this, and, you know, we've seen all of these different examples, but also too propaganda. And then when you actually go to these countries and you see it for what it is, and you look and reflect at our country, it's like, actually, you know, we are the ones that unfortunately are, you know, being rocked to sleep.
And we're also the reason for those countries being the way that they are. So we look
I didn't want to touch on that.
No, we have to, though, because we look at these countries, and then me and her are going to Egypt, and we're going to Dubai. We're going to these places, and we're having conversations with these people, and they're saying, hey, look, like, I hope you guys know the truth, and we'll tell them what we believe about America, because they don't really want to tell us what they really believe, because they think that we are so, like, patriot. But yeah, I'm patriotic, but I know the truth about America. I know America has raped, pillaged, and plundered all over the world and made these countries the way that they are. And now these countries are rising up, whether it be monetarily, using their own resources, taking their power back. And now, since they're taking their power back,
we're
getting allies, right? They're taking their power back and getting these allies, and now our power is starting to dwindle away, because our power was built on sand.
And it's crazy. You know, even with the dollar, like, the dollar has been such a staple for a long time. Yeah. And it's losing its dominance by having other countries come in and really say, hey, we don't need the dollar anymore. We're actually taking our currency, or we're taking other people's currencies, and we're actually putting it higher and putting it above the dollar by not giving it the respect, obviously, due to the fact that it's backed by nothing.
It's insane.
It's crazy.
Divert the energy. Okay, now we are in the section of phrases. Here we go. Okay, so phrases.
So the phrase of the day. So Spanish phrase of the day is Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy bien, gracias. Which means I'm good, thank you.
I'm good, thank you. I like to say that.
Yeah.
Estoy bien, gracias.
Estoy bien. And then in Portuguese, it's Estoy bem, obrigado.
Estoy bien, obrigado.
So estoy bem, obrigado.
Estoy bien, obrigado.
Yes, which also means I'm good, thank you, or thanks.
Estoy bien, obrigado.
Estoy bien.
All in all,
closing.
To close this out, the 4th of July, although we gonna go and watch those fireworks, because there's always, you know, we can celebrate and have some fun, have some energy, and again, I love my country, but we know where the country's going, and we know who really owns the country.
Right.
Do your research, follow the money. But all in all, beyond all that, You need to do your research. You need to stay open-minded. You need to not let them divide us and conquer us. Right. We're all a human family. We're all American family. We got to take our country back. I'm talking about for real. So,
right.
Yeah.
No, that was great.
Okay.
And, I personally believe that people should just do more research, really know where you're living, know your state laws, know your city laws, know, the people that are in office, know what's going on around you. Again, awareness. It's so important to be aware of where you are so you're not left behind and asking questions or looking for people to show you the way. Right. You'd rather go out and actually understand whether it's go to a library, do research online, go on your phone, but really take the time to really do research and understand what's going on around you, what you need to know, and also what are your rights. If you know your rights, no one can take that away. So that's my take.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Know your rights. Really quick before we go. Know your rights. Learn the law. It works in your favor. Learn what they're allowed to do, what they're allowed to say, what they're allowed to do to you. You have inalienable rights as a soul on the planet Earth, especially in America. It's written in the laws.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and stay tuned.
Stay tuned.